Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to the 13th and final episode of our first season, Aston Villa Raise the Holte. As you can see, we are champions, top of the league. Unfortunately, with a game to go, we can't crack the 100 points, but we can get to 99. Today is all about a party, and where are we going to party and celebrate our win? Away to Millwall. Now, they're known to be fun-loving, welcoming bunch of people, aren't they? So this should go fine. I see no problem going away to Millwall. But there we go. So you can see our form is strong. We're favourites. What we've done for this game is we're going to try out our other tactic. The reason being is we've got nothing to lose. We can't. Who cares really? We've still won the league. This is a good opportunity to try out another tactic and see how it's going to work. So the team we've gone with Wilson and Davies up front. Davies as a target man and Wilson obviously in his poaching role. Midfield trio stay the same, Jedinak, Lansbury, Horahan. And then we're playing wing-back, so we're going to Kegley because he's a bit more comfortable in the role than Neil Taylor is, so we want to try where possible to use players where they're comfortable. And El Mohammadi on the right, he's a good attacking option going forward, so these are our only wide players, they're only width, so I want to try and use El Mohammadi if I can. Back three, very experimental. Delat and Richards, just to see how they go in a back three, and Suleiman, we've caught him up from the under-23s. He's a decent player. I think he's someone that we could use in the future, so I just want to give him a game, get his debut out of the way, see how he goes, and I think he's probably going to be like maybe a fifth or sixth centre-back option for next season. And then obviously Sarr in defence, in net, to use an American term. So Suleiman gets his squad number. Do we give him number 4? It's probably a bit early to be giving him number 4, so we'll go for 34 for him. Okay, and here we go. So they're playing a 4-4-2. Now what we'll have to make sure we do is make sure that our strikers are marking their fullbacks, because if their fullbacks overlap, we're going to get outrun here. So we'll just make sure we do that. I think we need to go an assertive... where the favourites here go out and make sure left Y. Putting myself in their position, if I had just won the league, I would be very tempted to just become complacent and not give a crap. So, well, yeah, that's where we'll use the assertive. You're still a professional footballer. Team talk. So that seemed to go relatively well. Now I do just want to go to tactics and just make sure I do have that, yeah. So actually we'll tell them to mark specific. Defender right. And Wilson on the left back. As I say, this will hopefully just mean that even if they're not marking them closely, just to make sure that we're not going to get completely overrun, just a half-assed effort would be fine. So it'll be interesting to see how this tactic plays out, because I think if we are up against teams that play two strikers, it's actually good that they are playing 4-4-2. I think especially next year when we're not going to have a superior team like we've had this year, that extra man at the back against two strikers could actually prove to be quite useful. El Mohammadi uninterested again. We had a bit of a fallout with James Chester as well. He was complaining we weren't giving him enough game time again, so he may well end up on the transfer list, and we'll see how we go. I'm trying to give El Mohammadi game time to see if he can forgive us, but I'm a little bit concerned that we may have lost him, which will be disappointing because I do actually quite rate him, and it's only that Adobe was absolutely smashing it up for us that he wasn't playing more. And Alan Hutton as well has quietly had a very good season. Alright, what can we do here? Lansbury into Horahan. Horahan, nice ball forward to Wilson. Can Wilson pick out his strike partner? Oh! I don't know that was as close as it looked, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad effort. Alright, what can we do here? Horahan knocks the corner in. It's Richards. It's bouncing around. It's another corner. I'm curious to see if we can get something out of Mika. He's on 50 grand a week, so it's a lot of money, but his stats are good, so there's no reason why if we again ignore the actual real life situation and just try and use the player that's actually in the game, he is actually a player I think that could be useful for us. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get something out of him. It's just those wages. If I could get him down to 30 grand a week or something, then maybe he would become a player that we would definitely look to keep, rather than someone I'm sort of trying to hopefully get something out of. Now you can see there James Wilson just making a token effort to get back, and that's all that we need. We've won the ball. Horahan, can he pick a pass? That's alright. We don't have to get it forward quickly. We've just got to get it forward. Nice pass from Lansbury. First time ball from De Kegley. Puts Davis in. He's sort of mucked that up a bit, hasn't he? Just couldn't get it out of his feet, it looked like. Now, if we are going to play like this next year, De Kegley could become someone that's a little bit more useful for us as well, because he is more accustomed to a more attacking role. So he may be worth keeping around just for that alone. I mean, he does have another year, so he's going to be around anyway. Whether or not we just looked to transfer him out in the summer or not would be the main question. Alright, I think this could be the end of El Mohammadi for the season. I do also have on the bench Jake Doyle-Hayes, who I am hoping to give out of some time in the second half here. Yeah, Doyle-Hayes and James Bree will come on for El Mohammadi. We'll give him a little bit of time in the second half, 5 minutes or so, and see if he perks up, but if not, then we'll bring James Bree on pretty quick smart. So hopefully we can get some goals here. We did beat Millwall 5-0 at home. Obviously that was different circumstances in a formation that we knew. Alright, so that's the end of El Mohammadi for the season. Hopefully he'll go away and have a think about things and come back and realise that he could be in the Premier League. So Delat hasn't been brilliant. Suleiman, our youngster, is doing fine. He's had quite a good game. Here he comes. If I jinxed him now, it's near post corner. Oh, I mean, that's not great marking, is it? Alright, demand more. I did, to be honest, I did fear the end of season slump here, because, you know, we've won. There's nothing really to play for. Alright, we'll take Horahan off. He's had a good season, but we want to give some of the youngsters some games here. Doyle-Hayes, he's more of just a central midfielder support. Is there anybody else we want to give a game to right now? I wonder if we try a pacey duo of Hogan and Wilson just playing right up top. See if that will work. As I said, this is just a bit of an experiment, so it would be a shame to lose. And here we go again from a corner. Can we get this one clear? Ooh. Might have to work on the set pieces for next season, because if we defend like that in the Premier League, we will be in a little bit of trouble. Right, let's go for them. The other thing we can look to do actually with this formation, and I might do it now, is you can push your attacking midfielder up, and we'll put Yadanak, so it's a little bit more advanced. Lansbury, that's not Lansbury's best position. He does play the role a little bit better from deeper. This would be more Diamante normally, that would play in behind a striker like that. I'm also retraining Grealish to play in that role, and we're retraining Andre Green to play as a striker as well, so that if we do end up favouring this formation, they're not going to be wasted. Green does have the stats to be a decent striker, and Grealish cannot... Oh, what's happened there? Oh, this is just a disappointing end to the season. It must have taken a deflection. It didn't look like... Yeah, it's bounced off. Is that Delat? Well, not the way we wanted to end the season, but it's as I said, it was an experiment. He's actually done not too bad. We've been terrible this second half. I don't even think we've had a highlight, have we? Great tackle from Yadanak. What a way to go out. So if we are going to use this, we might have to try it in some friendlies in the pre-season and try and get everybody a little bit more used to it. There's Wilson tracking back and then a terrible pass. Alright, is that it? No, just offside. I think we really just want this to end at this point, don't we? There it is. Well, not the end of the season we wanted, but we've learnt some things. We weren't actually that bad, were we? You look at that. Couldn't shoot to save ourselves, but we had the possession, 18 shots on goal. We really should have been doing a lot better. Can we see where the shots were from? There'll be a way to do that, but I'm not that bothered, to be honest. Wasn't it unlucky? You have to say it wasn't good enough. But I think the build-up was fine. It was just a set piece and a deflection, and we just couldn't shoot to save ourselves. So you can see here, this is our end of season awards. You can see that the player of the season was voted Conor Hourihane, 37%, Alan Hutton and Albert Adoma. I don't think you can have too much complaints about that. Albert Adoma won the goal of the season. More to come in our goals of the season for that. James Wilson was signing of the season. I don't think you can have any complaints. And young player of the season again, James Wilson. Andre Green, I think it maybe feel a little bit hard done by on that one. And then here is the starting 11 of the season. Johnson in goal, fair enough. He played most of it there. Taylor, Elphick, Terry and Hutton. Again, difficult to have any problems. Yadanak, Hourihane, Lansbury. Again, difficult to have any major problems. I'm a big fan of Diamanti, but that's okay. Green and Adoma on the wings. Again, difficult to disagree. And then James Wilson up front. Though a deep lying forward, I don't think we ever used him in that role, but maybe that's something we should consider then. Yeah, so that's the end of season awards. And just quickly in terms of the stats, obviously our top goal scorer was James Wilson. Our highest average rating was Conor Hourihane. Most assists, Adoma. Best pass completion, who else but Mile Jedinak. Most player of the matches, most men of the matches was Conor Hourihane with 10. That doesn't surprise me at all. Neil Taylor with 10 yellows, and Glenn Whelan and Pablo De Kegli with their 2 red cards. So that's it for the season. I think it's been a pretty good one, and congratulations to Conor Hourihane on being our player of the year. Okay, so there it is. There's our achievement for the year. Aston Villa wins Sky Bet Championship. So now what we're going to do, just to top off the season, is we're going to have a look at our goals of the season. So to start with, we'll have a few of the honourable mentions, let's say. The great goals that just didn't quite make it into that top echelon of Villa goals for the year. So here they are, this season's honourable mentions.
Let our voices ring and let's sing.
the top four goals of the year.
The music is the universal language we all speak. Notes, voices, rhythm, they spark subatomic particles and unify these. Together, we are singing the song of creation like it was in the beginning.
So raise your glass, let's have a toast. Let our voices ring and let's sing, sing,
If you go to my Twitter at AussieVillain, there'll be a poll pinned to the top of my profile page. Vote for your favourite goal of the season. We'll leave it up for a couple of days, and then we can all decide which was the most memorable strike of Aston Villa Raise the Holte season 2017-18. So that's it for this season. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back for the Premier League, so make sure you check back in for that. But until then, I've been AussieVillain. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode today, do give me a thumbs up, and of course if you're new, subscribe. But until next time, take care.